You are given the gift of the gods. Your beliefs become reality. What you believe is and becomes real in your experience. There is no area in your life to which this does not apply. Seth, through Jane Roberts, The Nature of Personal Reality. This is week 4 of the 6-month shift, and today we're going to talk about something that underlies everything we've covered so far. Fear, habits, goals, something that is quietly running your life whether you're aware of it or not. Your beliefs, not the ones you consciously choose, not the ones you'd write down if someone asked you what you believe, the deeper ones, the ones that live below the surface and tell you what is possible for you, what you deserve, how safe the world is, what people think of you, what you're capable of, and what you're not. Those beliefs are not neutral background noise. They are actively shaping your reality every single day. Here's the first thing to understand. Most of your beliefs are not originally yours. You were born into a world that was already full of opinions, fears, limitations, and stories. And before you were old enough to question any of them, you absorbed them. From your family, from your culture, from your school, your religion, your neighborhood, the era you were born into, from the things people said to you and the things they never said at all. Parents pass down beliefs about safety, trust, identity, and worth. Things like, you can't show weakness or people will always leave become the story you frame your entire life around. And you didn't choose those stories. You inherited them before you had the tools to evaluate them. It goes even deeper than that. Descendants inherit not only the explicit memories of past experiences, but also the implicit emotional residues developed by their ancestors. The fear your grandmother carried after living through war, the scarcity mindset your grandfather developed during poverty, the distrust your parent learned from being hurt. These get passed down through family stories, traditions, worldviews, and beliefs, often without a single word being spoken about where they came from. So, when you feel, somewhere deep down, that you don't deserve success, or that money is hard to come by, or that you shouldn't take up too much space, ask yourself, is that really your belief? Or is it something you were handed and simply never thought to return? How beliefs shape your reality? Seth, channeled by Jane Roberts in her groundbreaking book, The Nature of Personal Reality, put it with striking clarity. You interpret daily life according to your ideas of what is possible or not possible. Read that again. You don't experience life as it objectively is. You experience it filtered through what you believe is available to you. If you believe that people mean you well and will treat you kindly, they will. If you believe the world is against you, then so it will be in your experience. This isn't mysticism. It's psychology. What you expect, you look for. What you look for, you find. What you find, you use to confirm what you already believe. It's a closed loop. And most people live inside it their entire lives without ever noticing the loop itself. Your beliefs shape not just how you see yourself, but how you see everyone around you. As Seth put it, if you want to know what you think of yourself, ask yourself what you think of others. And you will find the answer. The ceiling you feel in your life, in your relationships, your finances, your sense of what's achievable, is not made of circumstance. It's made of belief. And unlike circumstance, belief can be changed. Many of the beliefs running your life are simply not true. They were never true. They were someone else's fear, someone else's limitation, someone else's unhealed wound. And they were handed to you as if they were fact. People like us don't achieve things like that. You have to struggle for everything you get. Being visible is dangerous. I'm not smart enough/young enough/talented enough. This is just how things are. These aren't truths. They are stories. And every story can be rewritten. But only once you can see that it is a story and not reality itself. The problem is that beliefs are invisible when you're inside them. They don't feel like beliefs. They feel like facts. The air you breathe. The ground you walk on. You don't question the ground. You just walk on it. So the first act of transformation is simply this. Question the ground. How to find your hidden beliefs You don't need to excavate your entire childhood to start. Your current life is already showing you your beliefs. You just need to know how to read it. Look at your results, not to judge them, but to see them clearly. Your finances, your relationships, your health, your sense of self-worth, these are not random. Your thoughts blossom into events. Your beliefs grow as surely in time and space as flowers do. What has grown in your life so far is a direct reflection of what has been planted, consciously or not. Then ask yourself, what would I have to believe about myself for this to be my life? Not as an accusation, as a genuine question. If you believe somewhere beneath awareness that you don't deserve ease, you will unconsciously create difficulty. If you believe that love always ends in pain, you will find people who confirm it. If you believe that success requires sacrifice of everything else, you will either sabotage your success or burn yourself out achieving it. The belief always comes first. The experience follows. Once you start to see a belief, really see it, name it, hold it up to the light, it begins to lose its power. Because you can now ask, is this actually true? Not, does it feel true? Not, have I seen evidence of it? Ask, is it objectively, universally true? Could someone else with a different history look at the same situation and believe something completely different? The answer is almost always yes. Here's a simple practice for this. Take a belief you suspect is limiting you, something like, I'm not the kind of person who succeeds at things like this. Write it down. Then ask yourself 4 questions. 1, is it true? Can you know with absolute certainty that it's true? 2, where did this belief come from? Who said it first? You or someone else? 3, what has this belief cost you? What have you not done, not tried, not allowed yourself to want because of it? 4, who would you be without this belief? What would become possible? You don't need to force yourself to believe the opposite immediately. Just create a crack of doubt. Doubt is enough to start. Because once you genuinely don't know if something is true, you're no longer bound by it. Change your beliefs. Change your world. This is not a metaphor. Altering the state of the psyche automatically alters physical circumstances. The world acts as living feedback from your inner life. When you change what you believe about yourself and what's possible, you begin to make different decisions. You notice different opportunities. You move differently through rooms. You speak differently. You attract different responses from people. The outer world rearranges, not magically, but inevitably, because you have rearranged. You do go through transformations of belief all the time. Your perception of the world changes. You seem to be no longer the person you were. And you are correct. You are not that person anymore, and your world has changed. This is not something that happens to lucky people. It's something that happens to people who do the work of looking honestly at what they believe and choosing differently. Practice. Meeting a limiting belief. Find a quiet moment. Sit comfortably, close your eyes, and take a few slow breaths. Bring to mind one area of your life where you feel stuck, limited, or like you keep hitting the same wall. Don't force it. Just let it surface. Now ask yourself, what would I have to believe about myself or about the world for this to keep happening? Let the answer come without judgment. You might hear something like, I don't believe I'm worth more than this. I don't believe things can really change. I don't believe I'm capable. Whatever arises, look at it. Not with shame, with curiosity. This belief has been trying to protect you in some way, just like the parts we spoke about in episode 1. It formed for a reason. Thank it for that. And then ask, is this belief mine, or did I inherit it? If it's inherited, you can give it back. Not with anger, just with clarity. This belongs to the past, not to me. Now imagine, just for a moment, what you would believe about yourself if that old belief were simply gone. What would you try? What would you allow yourself to want? Let that feeling settle into your body, even briefly. That feeling is not fantasy. It's a preview of what becomes possible when you change the story. Homework. This week, 3 things. 1, write down 3 beliefs you hold about yourself or your life that limit what you think you can achieve. Don't overthink it. The first things that come are usually the most honest. 2. For each one, ask, where did this come from? Is it mine, or did I inherit it? 3. For at least one of them, write down what would become possible if you simply stopped believing it was true. You don't need to have new beliefs yet. You just need to question the old ones. That's enough for this week. Your life as it stands right now is the physical expression of what you have believed up until this point. That's not a judgment. It's an invitation. Because if beliefs built this life, beliefs can build a different one. There are no limitations to the self except those you believe in. The ceiling is not real. It never was. I'll see you next Monday.